Good trading day. It's Tuesday. It's the 9th of November. And I'm not at home. Good afternoon. Here from Bangkok, it's good afternoon and good morning to Europe and England, and wherever you are. I'm really happy that you're here with me this morning again. It's a little bit excited because here to work from Bangkok, it was just like a dream for me. And with this stay here in Bangkok, it's a dream comes true for me. I had for 17 years roundabout, and it's really awesome to be here and to talk to you from the other side of this planet Earth. And thanks that you spent your precious lifetime with me this morning again. And yeah, as always, we stream this show on YouTube as well. And if you watch it on YouTube, you'll find a button in the right corner. You can subscribe the channel. You can give us a like if you want. You can leave a comment if you want. So I come back to you with possible answer if you have any questions for me in this session or about this video. So thanks for being here, and thanks for Nastia for opening my session. My moderator at the back. Anthony, wonderful good morning. Frank Anthony, wonderful good morning. So my name is Markus. I'm from Germany, currently from Bangkok, and I'm a German guy. I'm a trader like you. I have my own fights. I guess the only advantage I have in comparison to you is that I have 23 years experience. So, but that doesn't make a better person than you. It's just like the same trader like you. We fight for the same, we fight the same, I guess the same fight, right? So, and I'm happy that we can do it with Admirals together. So open a real account there, and then you are part of the best broker ever. So let me stream. Let me share my screen for you. And here we go, my picture there. So I can see, let me just the chat. I can see the chat here too. Great. So who is Mike? Good morning, Marie-Louise. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Tina. Dalio, good morning also. Nice to have you here. And so let's see. Okay, Lisa, wonderful, good morning. Ginteras, good morning. Frank Anthony, Uwe, good morning. Davide also. I like to welcome you in person because this is a touch of family here, and I really love it because all of us, we are here to make money and to be happy, and trading is able to make us unhappy, and it can make us happy. So, and my job is to lead you on that way that you become happy and become successful on a long run, not on a short run. On a short run, it's more accident. On the long run, it's the one you can prove to yourself that you are a really cool and good trader. So we have our daily routine, by the way, and we start as every morning with a view at the upcoming events. So we have CPI Mexico this afternoon, or this noon, and today it's Tuesday, the API weekly statistical bulletin. So nothing to do, to be honest. We are more free this week. No rate decisions, no employee numbers like that. So everything is fine, so we can focus on real trading. So Raquel, good morning and good afternoon here. I have a brilliant day. So I'm here in Bangkok. I love it so much. We have around about 30 degrees, but the temperature, the air, and I don't know the right word. So when the air is a little bit wet, I don't know the right word. It's 80%. So if you go out, everything is wet. That's really interesting. So it's completely new experience for me, but I really love it. So therefore, thanks God, we have it in our own hands to have a brilliant day, and that we have it in literally our own hands to humidity. Exactly, Frank. Thanks a lot. Humidity. So the humidity of the air is around about 80%. It's really cool. So then I want to invite you this week because we have more webinars this week. And this week on Wednesday, we have tomorrow, Paul Wallace is talking about understanding intermarket relationships and how to trade them. Very interesting topic, and I would suggest and recommend that you join this session too. Okay, and by the way, I want to give you this hands up to 50 cash back. Time to open a real account at Admirals, by the way. So in Bavaria, we have 2 degrees. Greetings, really greetings here from 30 degrees outside there. So, okay, let's go. And we start with a view at the 10-minute chart in DAX. As always, you know, we make live trading there if you can handle it, by the way. So the overall situation is still that this is really interesting, because if you see it, the main trend here, that's the pink main trend, is still valid. Actually, there was not really a trend continuation there. And actually, this purple line is the last 0.3. Actually, there was no trend break right now. So, but the correction of this very old uptrend, by the way, is running, it was running in its own trend. And this was also successful, because you see, second trend arm, and here we have another, we had finally another trend continuation, again a small correction, and now again a trend continuation, and down to exactly the last 0.3. And there was, by the way, no trend break, not really a trend break. So this uptrend basically is still valid, but the downtrend is not longer valid, because now we have a trend break there, which means the main trend is still facing upwards, and the leading trend, which was the red one, is broken. So what do we have right now on the right side? Let's see. Let's see. There is a smaller uptrend, and is this one. So move, correction, and here in the move. So actually, it's a kind of correction right now, and maybe you can make an entry here at the 0.2 to speculate for the trend break over the last 0.2, and maybe reaching the point of control again. This could be possible, and yeah, let's see if this will work. So now you have 2 trends running in the same direction. The main trend is still running upwards. It's an old trend, by the way, but we are circling around the point of control. And now you have a leading trend, which is running on the right side of the chart, which is second trend arm, and we can speculate on a trend break, on a breakout here, and finally go back to the point of control. So maybe the trend is still young. You can ride this trend in, yeah, in the same direction like the main trend. That's it. It's an interesting situation you can use for yourself. So make your plan if you want to ride the trend, or if you just want to move, use the move. So it's just up to you and your plan. Yes, we want to talk about gold too, by the way. So that was 10 minutes back. Now let's go to the 4-hourly charts, to our focus charts. So why do you skip some points that appear to a correction? Don't follow. Raquel, I guess this we need more time to explain this. So this webinar is not prepared to go so deep in this. So I will release an English trading course November 17, and there I show in a deep logical way why the trend is drawn in a specific way. So, but in this 30 minutes, I cannot explain so deep, because it follows step by step, and this is how should we say? It's to make the third step before you make the first one, and this is not possible. Okay, so in Dow Jones, actually, it's an old trend, and you see the trend is still valid. It's still an uptrend. We have this one that was the trend, you know, So this, and it's still an old trend. So actually there's nothing to do. And you see, if you catch the first possible entry was here, that's a big winner. In DAX 40 in 4-hourly chart. Also an old uptrend. This is also this one, move, correction, move, correction. So, and you see it worked already. So, and still here, there was no trend continuation here. Actually, it's here was the entry, second trend arm we told about last days already. So actually there's nothing to do. And there's, by the way, no downtrend. Yeah, so nothing to go short because there is no trend. And then let's go Euro USD. And in Euro USD, there is still a kind of downtrend. And this is this one, move, correction, and move. And here we are in the second trend arm, by the way. And the second trend arm, you know, has the highest probability to continue. So be careful, because only two things can happen. So first, we see a trend continuation at the point 2, or we see a trend break at the point 3. So even we have a high probability that the second trend arm will continue, or at least have a close below the last point 2, because here we are on a very cheap price zone, but we have never 100% guarantee. So, and a probability, you know, so sometimes it could be possible the second trend arm will not continue, and then we see a trend break. So no problem, because we had no signal. Even there was a balance candle here, then you see the big benefit when I say please work with a stop sell order. And then you see the price didn't go deeper. So you have no open position, which means you have no loss. Therefore, for a private trader, it's a good thing to work with stop sell or stop buy, and never with limit or with market orders. Yeah, because you are not smarter than the market, of course not. So then let's go to gold. And in gold, we have still a trend continuation, and there is still an old trend already. So how we can draw it this way, because that's where we saw yesterday a wonderful trend continuation, and we prepared it yesterday already. So first, second, the third one, and the fourth one, and finally you see, there we made a short trend, by the way, no trend break, and look at this one, another trend continuation. Yeah, that's really cool. So in case you have still an open position, maybe you can trail your stop, but you are really, really far in profit. So you see, trend trading really works if you can follow every single step which is necessary to make money. And this is, by the way, my problem sometimes in my account. And by the way, the account. So yesterday we had an interesting guy in YouTube. He was blaming me about my account because he's talking about this year, but I guess he didn't see that I have 3 years in a row in profit. So with my private account. So, but this is not the point. I don't care about this guy. I have a lot of haters online, believe me. If you don't have haters, you are not at the top of the list, of course not. So I have a lot of haters, by the way. But I want to say thank you. And thank you to all of you, because all of you supported me here on YouTube and yeah, told this guy what you think about me. And therefore I want to say thank you, Kopun Kap, we say here, people say here in Thailand. So thanks a lot that you support me in this friendly and nice and kindly way. Thanks a lot. I love it really much. This is, I guess, what a family really means, to protect each other, to help each other, to look in the same way. And this is what a family really makes profitable and makes really, yeah, kind and nice. Thanks you. Thanks very much. Would you do a buy or would you do a buy on stock? Frank, sorry, I don't know what you mean. Maybe you can describe a little bit better, please. Then I can help you. Finally, no, not finally. There is a British pound US dollar. And here we go. You see it here. It works too, because that was the trend. First move, second move, and there was the entry. And here it works. And now we saw next trend continuation here again. So, but now we are in the green zone. Point of control is high. So your chance was to make here the money in this direction. Here it works again. So now we are waiting for a new trend. And finally, Bitcoin. And in Bitcoin, we had good news, or we have good news, because we made money yesterday. Again, with the second trend arm, we hit the top and the all-time high. Now we have a new all-time high in Bitcoin. It's up to $67,000. So, and this is what we did with this trade. And that was my plan, to go out at the all-time high. So, you know, that was my trend. That was the second trend arm. And here I decided to open the trade here, you see. And finally, there was a next trade continuation. So in here, in here and out there. Why out there? There was the all-time high. And that was my plan, yeah? So it was a plan, in, out, away. So, and now I don't care about the trade. So I made money, and that's really cool. And yeah, what we should do with Bitcoin right now? Nothing, just the trend is running. In case you had another plan than me, and you want to follow the trend, then ride the trend. Yeah, ride the trend and trail the stop by 0.3, or maybe bar by bar, whatever it is. But my plan was open, close at the all-time high, and fine, and it works. It works not about the all-time high, it works about the probabilities in the second trend arm, by the way. I mean, place some pending order as a stop buy for gold. Frank, gold, of course, you can do whatever you want, by the way. But in gold, the trend is too old. So I said, so one, no, that's not, because not. Here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we are in the 5th trend arm. So the first 4 trend arms is rule number 2. Yeah, rule number 2 means entry in a trend latest or maximum 4th trend arm, and that was here. That was the last chance. Now the next correction is the 5th one, and based on statistic, you have less than 50%, and this is, to make money, not possible on the long run. So you can do whatever you want, by the way, but I wouldn't do that anymore. So the question must be, where was you, or where were you at the first entry in the second trend arm? Maybe 4-hourly chart is not your time frame if you missed the entry. That's the point, because now it's based on probability, it's too late. Okay, so that was our trades. And before we go to any proposals, by the way, Bitcoin is the last running trade. Oh, I don't have open trades right now. Everything else closed. The last one, every of those trades were winners. The last one. So before we go, we can have a question of the day, Nastia, if you want. And the question of today is, what do you think? What is a realistic financial goal in trading? What do you really think? It's less than 10% a year. It's more than 10% a year, or it's more than 10% a month. What do you think? Not by the way, the 3 months, just on a long run, in average, yeah? In average, because everybody can make 100% a year or 100% a month. It's possible, yeah. But if it's possible to do it every month or every year, so this is the real question, yeah. So what is a realistic financial goal in trading? Yeah, less than 10% a year, more than 10% a year, or more than 10% a month. So on my list is, by the way, we talked about British pound Canadian dollar in 4-hourly chart. And by the way, it works. Yeah, it works again. So check it out. That was the chance. Move, correction, move, correction. Second trend arm, bam, it works. Now in the third trend arm, over and out. It works again. Then we had Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. And this trend is still running. So there was a little bit of close below the last 0.2. So by the way, it was working already. It was working. Here we go. You see? And there was a close below the last 0.2, which means the strategy was working. So it was enough to make money again, or to trail the stop a bit in case you use entry at the 0.2 or maybe a little bit higher. Yeah. Okay. So no, that's not. Then I have on my list Euro Australian dollar, and I showed you yesterday, by the way, what is possible. And that was your chance. Move, correction, move, correction. So entry close to the last 0.2, which means this trade must be open right now. So target, of course, is a close above the last 0.2, and maybe a final goal could be the point of control. So this is an open trade in case you work in 4-hourly chart in this currency. And there is another trading idea. It's in the bond market, in German bond market, by the way. And here we go. One trend arm, second trend arm, and possible entry here if you trade this one close to the last 0.2. Entry there. If you have a close above the last 0.2, take half of the position, maybe make the trade safe, because when the strategy was working, it makes no sense to have a loss afterwards. And that makes not really sense, by the way, okay? So that's the 4-hourly chart. So what's on my daily chart list? On the daily chart list is still US dollar, Canadian dollar we talked about yesterday. And maybe today there occurs a balance candle. So maybe we have to check it out about Fibonacci, about rule number 3. In the second trend arm, you know, okay, we didn't reach 38%, which means we have to open the trend at the 0.2 in case the price will not going down, maybe will here and goes up. So therefore, if you don't have in the second trend arm, by the way, if you don't have a correction which goes deeper than 38%, with closer price, doesn't matter, then open the trade close to the last 0.2 and still speculating on this break. Yeah, so just wait until this candle today is over and then set a pending order at the 0.2. So then we have still New Zealand US dollar. And yeah, we set the pending order on the upper side. Let's see if it will work. Euro Japanese yen, we have to wait for a balance candle, and the price is going deeper and deeper and deeper. So there is nothing to do for that moment, for today. In Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, also still trend candles. We need a balance candle, not today. Let's see tomorrow. And Australian dollar, Japanese yen, also no trend, no balance candle we need. And finally, Australian dollar, US dollar. Oh, the yesterday, maybe there occurred a kind of balance candle. Yeah, but we have to check it out if we have a if we had 38%. Oh yes, there was. So we can open a position here after. Maybe I would wait to this day, end of this day, and then maybe we can open a position maybe here on the way up, for example. Yeah. So that's a chance maybe for tomorrow or almost today when the day is almost over. Yeah, then maybe it's possible to do that in that way. Okay, so my question for you today for today was, and in first question, two questions I have. So the today's webinar is led by the topic, how does a balance candle looks like? So, and here you can see a wonderful balance candle. In Heiken Ashi, we have just only two candles. In comparison to normal candlestick, you can read the book from Steve Neeson, Candlestick Patterns. So you have literally limitless candlestick patterns you can interpret until you will die. It's easier in Heiken Ashi because in Heiken Ashi we have only two. So first one is a trend candle, and the trend candle has a strong body and one shadow spike on the upper, or when you go short in the lower side. This is a trend candle, and how it, like this, the word means, there is a trend, there is a strong trend, which means the trend is really strong into the direction of this kind of trend candle. And after a move, there will occur a balance candle, and a balance candle is clear described, is really clear described. So it has a possible small body with shadows on the upper and lower side, and they must equally, and they should as double as the body. Yeah. So this is also a balance candle. Yeah, and this is also a balance candle, and the next one too. Yeah, so here you have a kind of balance candles too. It's not always exactly, but you see they occur at the end of a move, and this is why Heiken Ashi is so easy to read and not to interpret. Yeah, just if you have a balance candle, you know, okay, the previous move comes to an end, so it keeps in balance buyers and sellers. And this is more easier to read the chart, and you don't have to interpret. So with this, you can figure out any signal you have in your chart. Okay, so my question of today, ladies and gentlemen, was which Heiken Ashi tool do you use on MT5? Oh, it's the one you will find in the indicator list on MT5. There's just only one, Heiken Ashi. There's no other tool in MetaTrader 5. Okay, so the question is, what is a realistic financial goal in trading? So to be honest, so my teacher taught me, if you can make money 10%, if you can make 10% every year, in average through the next 5 years, then he said, then he really said, then you are really successful trader. That's what my mentor said. And my mentor handled billions of dollars every month. And he said, if you can make money 12%, between 12 and 15% a year, yeah. Yeah, okay, thanks, Nastia. If you can make between 12 and 15% a year, then you are really famous and awesome trader. And if you make more than 15 a year, yeah, then people will give you the money. Yeah. So realistic goal is between 10 and 20% a year. This is what really is possible, and I prove it since years. In average, not every year, in average. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a wonderful day, and as always, have courage and be kind. And may the force of the rules be with you. See you tomorrow.